Freedom, freedom, I can't move. Freedom couldn't lose it. Good Saturday morning, YouTube. How you guys doing today? I wanted to pop on real fast and talk about the protesting, the looting, the rioting that is going on around the country right now. Several places, in particular, Atlanta, and I want to talk about Atlanta in particular. And good morning, everybody, once again, because the Atlanta's protest last night started out as a peaceful protest. The people were coming out to protest the deaths of Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and George Floyd. A little while after they came out, the protest turned violent. Do you see what I'm saying? And the reason why the protest turned violent is because the anarchists showed up. Do you see what I'm saying? And what I don't understand is why. And I also heard uh, what is his name, Ti, talking about this was, hey Cloud, this was Atlanta was the Wakanda for black people. Atlanta is safe for black people. Well, let me tell you something. I want to start with that first, because Atlanta is no longer a haven for black people because of gentrification. Hey, girl, Creole and Cajun living. Hey, Bomb Cherry. Look, I'm happy to see you, girl. Atlanta is no longer a safe haven for black people because of gentrification. The Anglo has moved out of the everyday, ordinary black person in Atlanta. So when you saw those black people coming out to protest peacefully at first, they were not only protesting the deaths of George Floyd and Breonna and Ahmaud Arbery, they were also protesting the fact that they have been pretty much pushed out of their homes via gentrification. Do you see what I'm saying? Atlanta, and T.I. was a lot. He was lying when he said Atlanta was a safe haven or Wakanda for black people. If you have the money, if you can afford to live there in Metro Atlanta, oh, okay, you cool. Even like places like Marietta, because of gentrification, black people have been moved out of Atlanta. Do you see what I'm saying? And then, like I said, they were peacefully protesting at first. Then all of a sudden, violence erupted. Violence erupted when the disruptor, when the Anglo entered into the program. Now, what you're saying, and I don't understand why black people, a couple of black people are speaking out about that, about the police burning down the places in Minneapolis. Do you see what I'm saying? And the disruptors started out a crap last night. Do you see what I'm saying? Black people can't even protest for injustice and peace anymore. Do you see what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to the young black people, because you have these Anglo disruptors. Do you see what I'm saying? They are not worried about bringing about justice and ending oppression. Justice for the killings of George Floyd, which we all saw on videotape. Did you see the thumbnail? That they are not seeking justice. They are disrupting. They want to uprise against the government. But they can't complain about the government they set up. How are they complaining about injustice when they can't even sympathize or empathize with black people when it comes to injustice? So I don't understand why these young people, a lot of young people don't even know their history. You see what I'm saying? Because if you're a black person and you are after marching and make revolution is for the young. Do you see what I'm saying? But because our black people have been dumbed down to the point of no return, you don't even know who your enemy is. Okay, so you think this Anglo is out here to help you, and they just want to cause trouble. Because if they really want to bring an end to injustice and bring an end to the system of white supremacy, racism, they would be doing that stuff in their own community. Instead, they coming to your black communities and burning your stuff down, and they're going home to their comfortable communities. And black people is co-signing it. Not all of them, but the young people don't know the difference. You know what I mean? And when you're fighting for injustice and you have all of this, the attention has now been drawn away from what happened to George Floyd. The attention is now on the protesting going on. A lot of these Anglos think they want to be anti-establishment. Okay, if you want to be anti-establishment, go burn down the house in your own community. Go loot your own stores in your community. Okay? Black people can't even protest in peace anymore. Because if they really want to bring about change and you really want to, like I said, be anti-establishment, go burn down your own stuff in your own community. And young people, young black people are angry and they really don't even know why they're angry. They're angry about systemic racism. You know what I mean? And when they see something like what happened to George Floyd or Ahmaud Arbery, they can't even, yes, right, agent provocateurs, you're absolutely right. They can't even properly process it. All they know is because they don't know their history. All they know is that this ain't right. Is this I'm black? Is this gonna happen to me? Because if you knew your history, if you knew the history of lynching, if you knew the history of protesting, take Donald Trump for instance. When he wrote that tweet that he's upset with Twitter because Twitter flagged it and he called the protesters thugs. Are you talking about your own people? And then when he said when the looting starts, the shooting starts, some racist Southern governor said that in the 60s about civil rights protesters. Do you see what I'm saying? What is he doing? Reliving his childhood? Do you see what I'm saying? You got all these white people causing all these problems, burning down these buildings, the police, the anarchists, you call them Antifa, you call them whatever you want to. It's just that they don't have anything to protest about. Because if they did, they would be doing it in their own darn community. They just want to cause trouble. That's right, Bomb Trey, he's speaking in code. He sure is. He probably telling them to go out, probably in code telling them to go out and burn down the shit. Black people stuff. Because if they really want to make a change, they would be, a change for whatever they feel they need to change. Because the whole government, the United States of America, is set up for the freaking white man. Okay, so what are you protesting for? They don't care nothing about George Floyd. Okay? You can't even protest and peace anymore because of unearned privilege. They want to tear your shit down in your neighborhood, and they want to go home and sleep comfortably in their neighborhoods. You see how that works? If you really was being true, if you was righteously rebelling, you will start in your own community. Instead, they come to these black communities. And these young people, like I said, they all over the place because we really don't talk about our young people to our young people anymore. We talk at our young people. They don't know the history, like I said, of lynching. They don't know the history of the civil rights movement. And that is in part our fault because we have not taught that to our young people. All they know is they feel the trauma in their bones and they know that it's not right. So they want to go out and react. But they're all over the place. And they're letting the Anglo come in and pretty much disrespect anything that is that they're feeling and anything that they are trying to accomplish. Do you see what I'm saying? And I have heard black people online, praising the Anglo for coming out there protesting with black people. Why are you praising them? For what? For what? Because they burning down your shit and going home to their own neighborhood to live comfortably? And they got signs of justice for George Floyd. They don't care nothing about no justice for George Floyd. Okay? The petty roller is set up to defend the Anglo. So, because they want to relive a movie of The Purge or something, they're going to put on a mask and come down there and fuck your shit up. Disrespect the memory of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. And Ahmaud Arbery and all those black men that have been lynched by, in the past, Jim Crow, slavery. They spitting on all of that. They spitting on the civil rights movement. You know what I mean? They feel they're privileged to come down and fuck your shit up. And black people co-signing that nonsense. It's because you don't know who you are. If they really want to make a change, they would be protesting their own shit, okay? They upset with the government. Why are you upset with the government? You the one voted in Donald Trump. Black people, a lot of black people, I always play follow the leader. Like these dumbass black people online, like what's that out that Brandon Brian Taylor guy, whatever the fuck his name is, that Anthony Brian Logan. All of them people like that co-signing Trump in the Anglo. Why are you doing that? We would never, ever, 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 do away with systemic racism in this country. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. They don't even care anymore. They will come out and help you burn down your shit now or start the fires. Okay? I seen a video last night when the sister, yeah, they do want Trump to destroy the government. That's what they want, and he's trying. He's not a politician. He's an anarchist. He's a disruptor. But he's a xenophobic, racist, all-ass white man that don't give a fuck about nothing. Okay? And that's just the truth. Yes, white people have always benefited from the government and entitlements. They think they're entitled to the point to where they can come in and burn your shit down. These young people, nobody talks to them anymore. Okay? Because if they did, they wouldn't feel comfortable letting these Anglos come in their community and throw Molotov cocktails and shit like that. That is not righteous rebellion. It is unearned privilege. But they don't want to fuck their shit up, like I said. But they will come in and fuck up yours. And as far as Atlanta goes, that was ridiculous what I saw in Atlanta last night. I don't know the ins and outs of the level of oppression that they have going on in Minneapolis. All I can do is hear about it. But Atlanta, I know what's going on in Atlanta. I know what's going on in Atlanta. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot of reasons why they were protesting in Atlanta. Do you see what I'm saying? For a lot of reasons. Not only the deaths of these few black people. They're protesting about the history of oppression. You see what I'm saying? Then you got people like T.I. who's rich, talking about, this is the black, what kind of you a motherfucking lie? Because the white people done pushed black people out of Atlanta. Okay? And those black people are upset because they can't find a job in Atlanta. I heard somewhere that George Floyd came from Atlanta or left Atlanta or Florida or somewhere looking for work. Gentrification has pushed black people out of Atlanta. They want to possess everything you do. They even want to profit off of your oppression. Do you see what I'm saying? And some black people just sitting back and allowing it. Now, when I heard T.I. last night and that, Killer Mike, they are comfortable. They don't even live where the protesting and rioting is going on. So, of course, you can say, stop burning down Atlanta. It's a black Wakanda. T.I., you a lie. You live out in Buckhead somewhere where it's safe. Do you see what I'm saying? You want everything to be status quo. See what? And another problem that we have with black people is these black elites co-signing white supremacy ideology. We even got black people on YouTube co-signing white supremacy ideology. When you're a black man and you tell people on your channel that it's cool for these Anglos to be helping you burn down your own shit, that is white supremacy ideology. Okay? That is ridiculous. Right, he live in a gated community. He sound ridiculous. He sound fucking stupid. Okay? And I do agree that we have never gotten anywhere, unfortunately, with peaceful protesting. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why it's so easy for these disruptors, these Anglo interlopers, to come in and start all this bullcrap and start all this anarchy. Put on their little mask because they feel privileged to come in and disrespect your plight. And other black people co-signing it. We have always had a problem with black elites in this black diaspora of not only in the United States of America, but across the diaspora. All the way back to W.E.B. Du Bois and the Talented 10. You think the Talented 10, these upper class Negroes, these elites, is going to come in and change your black plight? No. They want to look down their nose on the everyday black person to lift themselves up so that they can kiss the eggplant emoji of the white man. because they want to assimilate into the white man. That has always been a problem with the black elites. Okay? Get a little money, you forget it. You see that on the lower level, even on YouTube. Even with colorism. All these six-figure niggas on YouTube. Thinking they can look down on the Pookie and Ray Rays. Ain't that what's going on around here? That is white supremacy ideology. And you got a lot of people on YouTube that's supposed to be pro-black that's speaking white. I never seen anything like this. It's absolutely disgusting. And the young people, like I said, they don't know which way to go. All they know is they feel the trauma. They don't want to be killed by the white police. You know, but they have no direction because they don't know what the history. But I tell you what, if they had some direction, they would not be co-signing them Anglos coming down burning their dang old community down. They would not, they would be running them off. That's what they would be doing. Black people have so much stuff. We have so much stuff coming at us at one time that you really don't even know which way to go. You don't know what to fight for at any given moment because it's all coming down in your head. And then you get these Anglos out here pretty much disrespecting your plight and you co-signing it. Going to their neighborhoods and try to burn their shit down and see what happened to you. They already done called in the National Guard. Do you see what I'm saying? They already done that. And it's not even your fault that they called in the National Guard. Do you see what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. They come in and fucking your shit up because they feel like, well, they don't have nothing to fight for, not really. So they want to come in and join in on your fight and fuck your shit up, like I said. It don't make no sense. It's ridiculous. And ain't nobody saying nothing about it. You see how that work? I got the troll. Black people need to wake up, especially you young black people. Like, see, the thing that young black people have going for them, this is what they dumbed you down in the public school system, okay? They dumbed you down when it comes to your culture. They appropriate everything. They want to appropriate your pain. But here's the thing they forgot to teach you. When they weren't teaching you anything about even, and your people weren't even teaching you about your culture. Part of part of the thing that America has always had to rely on is the fear that the black person has for the Anglo because of the trauma that is encoded in our DNA. See, they forgot to teach these young black people how to be scared of the police, how to be scared of the white man. Do you see what I'm saying? They forgot to teach them that. That's why when you see the National Guard coming in and it ain't phasing these young black folks, they still doing what they doing. That is the reason why you forgot to teach them how to be scared of the white man. And now they just don't give a fuck. But we need that. We need freeborn. We need freeborn. We need black people that are not afraid. That people, black people that want to stand up and righteously rebel against this system. We need that, but what we do not need is a bunch of young, dumb, stupid motherfuckers that's letting the Anglo come in and burn down their dang on community. That's what we don't need. Because they spitting on your plight. They are spitting on your plight. It's not cool. It's not cool. I was disgusted when I seen that last night, especially in Atlanta. Especially in Atlanta. Okay? Especially. And that fool T.I., this is our black Wakanda. You a damn lie. It's a white Wakanda. Because they done pushed all the black people out. It used to be a safe haven for black people. But gentrification done pushed them out. We got a whole lot of Anglos, with a whole lot of money done moved down south because they don't want to live in these big cities anymore. It costs too much. They come down here, and our cost of living is lower down here. You see what I'm saying? But because they don't have nowhere to go and they don't want to live in the outskirts of town because they come from these large cities, they are gentrifying your neighborhoods, your black neighborhoods. These black inner city neighborhoods where they shoved out the whites, out the blacks years ago. But now they come down here, and because they don't have nowhere to live, they don't, like I said, they don't want to live outside of town. They gonna come down here and take over your shit. Now they helping burn down your shit. Because when they burning down your community, when they rebuild it, it's going to be absolutely gentrified. You won't have anywhere to live. That don't make no sense. You giving them what they want. Don't make no sense. Don't make no sense. I seen it. Yeah, I heard that lady speaking. If y'all saw that video last night that I put up, it was a compilation of a whole lot of things that were going on via the protests, the riots and stuff. The lady even spoke about, how the police was putting triangles in these buildings and setting them afire. They figure you burn down one of their precincts, they're gonna burn down 3 or 4 of your businesses or homes or communities. That's the way they doing that. You see what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. I don't understand. I don't understand. Because the cost of living is cheaper in Marsh Bay. But that's what's going on down south. But I was just absolutely disgusted by what I saw. Like the whole thing. And until America deals with the original sin, its original sin, deals with the fact that you oppressed a couple of racist people. Until you atone for that sin, America is never going to be a settled place to live. They're going to burn it to the ground first, okay? Because of their original sin. They took this place away from the indigenous Indian in the first place. You took it. And you killed most of them off. You tried to render them extinct. And then the ones you didn't render extinct, you put them in these places, on these reservations and stuff. And now they're dying off. They are more impoverished. They are the American Indian with their reservations and stuff. They are more, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them are more socioeconomically depressed than black people. Do you see what I'm saying? Then after you did, then that's a sin. Then you have to deal with the sin of chattel slavery. You have to deal with that. Okay? You have to deal with the fact that if it was not for the backs of black men and women, this country wouldn't be what it is today. But you can't even properly atone for that because of your fucking unearned privilege and your white supremacy racism that's embedded in this country. Because that tool of white supremacy racism will never let America atone for its original sin. Never. Never. That's why things can't get better. They can only get worse. They will not atone. They cannot atone. They could not even afford to atone. Okay? That's the reason why nothing is ever going to get better here. Nothing. And it kills me. I'm so sick of black people wanting to say, well, we just want our equal rights. How can you ask the people that are oppressing you to give you equal rights? How does that work? But you can demand your human rights, your human dignity. You can demand that. But you cannot demand it by letting these Anglos come in and disrupt your pride. Because they don't have anything to protest about in this country. What they upset because they're not making as much money as their forefathers used to make. That's the government's fault. That's not the black man's fault. That's the government's fault. It's called capitalism. Okay, you can't afford to live in a home, the kind of home that you grew up in. That's the government's fault. Do you see what I'm saying? But I'm sick of black people. I'm sick of black people acting like you don't know what's going on, acting like we are too forgiving. We are too inviting as a people. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. It don't make no sense. I'm so disappointed. Now I seen on the news this morning, you got these news people talking about racism now and the history of police brutality. The police were set up to protect the Anglo from the uprising of black people, of black slaves. How are they going to help you? That system, those petty rollers work for them. Do you see what I'm saying? So they're a little uncomfortable right now. If you're uncomfortable in this country, get rid of the damn president, okay? Get rid of that fool. All right? Because he has turned this country into a laughing stock. Every time he opened his damn mouth, he making it worse. You know why? The coronavirus or the China was able to infiltrate our soil? Why you have to deal with the coronavirus right now? It's because of Trump. Okay? But people are still co-signing this fool. You got black people online and everywhere co-signing Trump, and he get online and regurgitate something that a racist governor from Alabama said about civil rights protesters. You see what I'm saying? That's ridiculous. It don't even make no sense. Like you have no pride. Like I don't understand why you standing beside these white folks while they tear your shit down. You know, and it's true. We don't even own most of the communities that we live in. And I get that. But you don't have to let unearned privilege come in and disrupt your stuff. And they're making it seem like only black people are doing the burning and the looting, and that's a lie. Because the protests start out peaceful, and they end up in chaos and mayhem. The Anglo was doing that. It don't make no sense. Like, I don't understand. Like, young black people, you're supposed, young black people are the foot soldiers. And I understand that people are so concerned with, material things and so, invested in themselves that we can't properly educate our children as to who they are. All they know is something is wrong when you see a man killed in the street like a dog. Not even like a dog, because they wouldn't treat their dogs like it. But when you see a man knee to death in the street, and then the prosecutor comes back and say, "Well, no, he didn't kill. He wasn't suffocated by the knee. He had a heart attack." I'm like, what? Did you notice what they're saying about George Floyd? Oh, he didn't die because the knee was on his neck. Oh no, he died because he had a heart attack. That's what they're saying now. You see how that works? They are trying to, these protesters, these anarchists, should I say, not the righteous protesters, but these disruptors, what did somebody call them, an agent provocateurs or whatever? They're coming in and they're taking over the conversation. Yeah, Antifa have co-opted out the peaceful movement. They are just a group of anarchists. Whoever, this is not even just Antifa. It's just a random white person putting on a mask and coming into the black community and helping them get their little fake, justice for George Floyd sign and come just want to turn some shit up. Because, see, they don't have this kind of thing going on in their community. So they want to turn some shit up just because they want to turn some shit up. Okay? That is the mentality of the beast. It only knows how to steal, kill, and destroy. And that's what's going on right now in your communities. Like I said, if they was really that upset, they would be burning down their community. Okay? It don't make no sense. We can't even separate in peace. Because because they want to possess you. They want to consume you. They feel some kind of sick ownership over you. We tried to separate and live our own life after slavery. Many places like Black Wall Street had black people thriving. You know what I mean? Their dollars are circulating in their own community. What the Anglo do? They got jealous. They had to come in and fuck that up. Do you see what I'm saying? And then it's a lot of people, black people, that's calling for separation. We have been hollering separation, forever as well. You know, if as long as you're on American soil, these Anglos are not going to allow you to separate. Okay? Because they want to consume everything about you. They want to consume you. Do you see what I'm saying? If they could assimilate into you and get rid of you, they would be okay. And black folks still just co-sign the madness. It's ridiculous. You shucking and jiving for a monster. You shucking and jiving for a beast that wants to consume you. Just like they consuming this goddamn protesting for justice for George Floyd. You see how that works? It's ridiculous. You can see a prime example of them wanting to consume you online. You can't even have you got people with avatars playing like they black people coming in and acting like you. Do you see what I'm saying? Online, because they don't have your problem. This Anglo interlopers online is ridiculous. Do you think the blackout will be effective? What blackout? It looks like third world here, and I imagine it does look like that in Minnesota, Minneapolis, or whatever you call it. I imagine it does. They called in even though they say is it true that even though they called in the National Guard, they were still rioting and looting last night? Because I seen that on the news this morning. But see, all those people starting those fires, burning down Minneapolis, they get to go home to their community and live and sleep easy. Y'all don't want black people. You got to live with the aftermath. You allow them to come in and destroy your community. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, he had that's right, Carl. Just like Eric Garner all over again. They want to explain it away. They want to white explain away the fact that that man suffocated that man with his knee. But all of that is going by the wayside because people, the distraction is the protesting that's going on. You need to keep the focus on police brutality. But they can't do that because the Anglo that came in and disrupted the whole protest. You know, they are spreading out to outer communities. Good. Okay. Because they done burned down everything in the black neighborhoods, I guess. They don't have nothing to destroy. Maybe they is spread. Okay, good. Let them spread out. Good. Go burn down the Anglo neighborhood. Okay? Handmaid's Tale with the stuff, when the stuff simmer down. Child, let me tell you. Everything that's going on right now is going to benefit the black man in no way. Do you see what I'm saying? They want a dystopian society. Because really they don't know how to live in peace. They have been, this is the right recipe for what's going on in this country right now. Do you see what I'm saying? It's been brewing for a while. You know. So black people are protesting injustice, but the Anglo is just an Anglo. They just want to play like they own a purge movie or something. You know, just like we saw all those movies about a pandemic before the pandemic hit. That's why they put it. Why do you think they put out those purge movies? Because sometimes the movies will tell you how the country is moving. You know. Yeah, me too, Snazzy Girl. Me too. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I just don't understand that, you know. So yeah. Yeah, they need an independent autopsy. We don't even need an autopsy. Because we know how that man died. We watched it on the film. So now they want to tell you what you saw on the screen. Yeah, his knee was in his neck, but he wasn't suffocated. He had a heart attack. And that coupled with all the drugs that he had in his system, it wasn't the knee that killed him. Really? That's what y'all doing? You know, yeah, I seen that too where they said they worked in security together. That's why we witnessed his death, and they want to change the narrative. They want to say you didn't see what you saw. Okay? Yeah, his knee was on his neck, but he didn't die from suffocation. Really. He died from a heart attack because he had drugs in his system. Really. Really. So you had him handcuffed down on the ground, you know, even if he was trying to fight back, and video came out to show that he wasn't trying to resist arrest. After you had him on the ground handcuffed, why didn't you lift him up? Why didn't you get off his neck? Why did you stay on his neck for 3 more minutes after he stopped moving? Do you see what I'm saying? And you want to charge him with 3rd-degree murder? It's ridiculous. Blatant disregard for human life. I absolutely agree. Watch Babe says these white people are not fighting out. No, they're not fighting our fight. They don't care about us. They're out here fighting against the police and government because they lost their jobs. They're not even really fighting against the police because the patty rollers are set up to help them historically. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, they're fighting. They're frustrated with the government because they can't get work. Do you see what I'm saying? They can't live like their forefathers lived. Do you see what I'm saying? So they are trying to be anti-establishment. But if you're anti-establishment, like I said, go protest in your own communities. Don't say you fight for justice. Don't hold up a fake sign saying Black Lives Matter or justice for George Floyd in an effort to come in and riot in the black neighborhood so you can go home in your neighborhood and sleep comfortably. That's all I'm saying. No, they don't care about us. We all know that. Michael didn't even have to tell us because we don't know. But a lot of black people, I guess they still think they live in a post racist society. Did somebody say they said what, Cloud? Go to Roost said their comment got blocked. Now, if your comment was too bad, go to Roost, YouTube will take it off and we won't see it anyway. I heard you say, do you think the blackout would be effective? And then you wrote, oh, my comment was blocked. It wasn't blocked by me. Was it blocked by YouTube? If it's too vulgar, YouTube is not going to let it show. So what did you say? Here in Florida, that cop on a home in one of the most expensive areas. How did he afford that home? Something smell. Are you talking about the cop that killed George Floyd? Is that the cop you're talking about, Jen Jen? Y'all remember that video? It was all police and riot gear. What video? Oh, you talking about Michael Jackson's. Every race rides off our backs. They sure do. And we willfully allow it. Do you see what I'm saying? We willfully allow it. We are too inviting and too forgiving of a people. Do you see what I'm saying? We are too easily swayed. Too easily calmed down. Do you see what I'm saying? We cannot act as savage collectively as the beast does. Do you see what I'm saying? We cannot. So for that reason, we are too connected to the Most High God to be that inhumane and that savage. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, you have your outliers. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm not saying all black people are created equal, But for the most part, and then black people wouldn't even think of going into somebody else's community. You get so frustrated with what's going on around you. You get so frustrated, with your oppression. You're scared to lash out at anybody else's community. You know what I mean? And the anger has welled up so much, that you start, rioting in your own community. But now the Anglo done got hip to it, so they want to come in and help you fuck up your shit. You see what I'm saying? You see how that works? That don't make no sense to me. That don't make no sense to me at all. I don't get that. And I don't get why black people are co-signing. You see, you after protesting, and you see one of them Anglos with a Molotov cocktail, get ready to burn down your black-owned business. Why don't you stop that Anglo from doing it? Don't let them burn down your place. Don't let them burn down these black businesses that are already struggling anyway. Don't do that. You ain't got to do that. That's all I'm saying. That's what pissed me off, though. That's what pissed me off. Out the fake, phony effery going on surrounding George Floyd's death. Because they don't care nothing about George Floyd or Breonna Taylor or Ahmaud Arbery. They co-sign that crap. They just want to come down, like I said, and burn, tear the club up. That's all they want to do. This is not about police brutality for the Anglo. It's just not about that. Betty said, we are moved to see the country standing with us. We are moved to see the country standing with us last night, but don't want your communities destroyed like ours. We need to do something different. This country is not standing with the black man. This country will never stand with the black man. This country will stand on the black man's back. That's bullshit. They don't give a damn about us. And you're a fool if you believe it. Annihilate us. They want to consume us. They want to be us without us. They don't care about your plight. They don't care about your little black boys with a target on their back or your little girls that's being raped or mutilated. They don't care about us. That's a lie. That is a lie. People, they turn it, them Anglos turn it up for their own, reasons. They just turn it because they all they want to do is kill, steal, and destroy. They think they can put a mask on and be their true self. But when they put that mask on, they're really taking their mask off. They're really showing you what they're really about. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you. They don't care. And like I said, black people, these young black people that are out here, they have within themselves, righteous rebellion. Because they have the right to feel away. They have a right to turn up. Because of our system of the white man has had his knee on our necks since we got off the boat. That rebellion is in their DNA. They get upset and it comes to a boil. See, America fears. They fears when a black man will wake up and stop being docile and meek. That's what they fear. So they want to come in and disrupt your rebellion because your rebellion is righteous. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about George Floyd. They don't care about Breonna Taylor. They don't care about Ahmaud Arbery. They don't care about your ancestors. They don't care about your elders that were lynched by trees. Lynched and hung and burned at a picnic. What they used to call it, pick a nigga? That was the main attraction. To lynch and burn and cut off the private part of the black man and pickle it. Pickle it and put it in a jar. They don't care about you. If they cared about you and they wanted to bring about change and they wanted to atone for their sins against you, they would be up there protesting in Washington in front of the White House, demanding that we get reparations, demanding that we be treated as more than 3/5 of a human being. Okay? Just because you lay with them motherfuckers and you interbreed with them, that don't mean they care about you. And we done talked about that, but like I said, that ain't my platform. See, there's a whole bunch of stuff all twisted up in people's head. You got black men that are so scared of the establishment, they think they paying the black man back by sleeping with his a black woman, a white woman. You got white women, black women so upset with black men because they are not doing what they are supposed to do as men because they have allowed this system to emasculate them. You got them doing all this and all that to the point to where you're confused. You don't know what's really going on. Do you see what I'm saying? Like I said, they want to consume you. They want to be you without you. because they have nothing in their lives but destruction. That's all they have in their heart. People need to wake up. Black people need to wake up. You so busy about trying to assimilate into the Anglo. You so busy worrying about trying to be accepted by the Anglo. You so scared of the Anglo to where you can't even be you no more. It don't make no sense. I don't even understand how young black people, I feel sorry for young black people. Because you're going to have to learn the hard way to leave the freaking Anglos alone. They're not your friend. Okay? You can work with them. You know what I mean? You can be decent towards them. But you always got to watch your back and you can't never let down your guard. Too many of our people have let down their guard. You see what I'm saying? To the one to where you have your young people confused, thoroughly freaking confused. And you got older people my age, at least 40 years above and older, co-signing the Anglo, co-signing your enemy. You are sleeping and living with the freaking enemy. That's what you're doing. And they should have been punching any Anglo they seen out in them protests last night with a sign that say justice for George Floyd or Black Lives Matter. They should have been punching them out. That's what they should have been doing them, running them home. Because them crackers didn't have no reason to be out there. Because they don't care about you. Oh, but you see black people, they so happy that the Anglo came out and helped protest. Well, they don't give a fuck about you or George Floyd or Breonna Taylor or Ahmaud Arbery. They just want to disrupt your righteous rebellion because they think they have the privilege, have the right to possess anything that it is that you want to do. They want to possess your culture. They want to possess your hair. They want to possess your skin culture. Do you see what I'm saying? They want to possess the way that you speak. Just everything about you. They want to consume you. They want to live where you live. Why do you think gentrification in Atlanta, for instance, is so bad? I just cannot. It don't make no sense. It's disgusting. It's horrible. It's horrible, 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 horrible. And it turns my stomach when I hear these black people on here trying to justify or nigga-splain away the actions of the Anglo. Like, where they do that at? But you're supposed to be pro-black, right? Okay. All right. Klaus said, this is nothing more than a photo. It's right, Cloud, a photo op and a way to infiltrate the righteous protest. It sure is that was going on. Notice how they keep pushing the white girlfriend. Thank you. It's not about her. And I seen a video of her laying on the ground or sitting on the ground talking about Chauvin's arrest was overwhelming to her. Some kind of old, ugly other bullshit. You know, that bottom of the barrel Becky with her ugly motherfucking ass. You know, I knew that I'm not surprised that those protests turned violent in California, anywhere in California. You know, I wasn't even surprised that it went from bad, it turned from peaceful to violent in Atlanta. It's just that people are not articulating what is really going on with the protesters in Atlanta. Like I said, I can't speak for, places up north and out west, but I know what's going on down here. Snazzy Girl said modern day slavery all over again in 2020 under the guise of sneaking to dirty taxes. Absolutely. They feel emboldened. You see how brave they feel now? You see how brave the Anglo feels now? Donald Trump got them foggy. He got him feeling like, yeah, you can go down there and burn down them black people's habitat and go home and live comfortably in your own because you want to, exhaust your anger, your rage. Want to let off some steam. Yes, they are white supremacists instigating the destruction. You're right about that. The interlopers, the instigators, what they call them, agent provocateurs and Antifa and whatever it is. That is them. And not enough of us are speaking up and fighting back against it. Klaus said, big deal, they arrested one. There was four of them. Absolutely. That doesn't mean he'll be found guilty. Absolutely. The only one way for justice to be done. You're right, Klaus. And then they're charging them with freaking third-degree murder. Really? Third-degree murder? You get what, 10, 12 years for third-degree murder? That's what you're doing? And you out of one breath you saying you arrested him, and out of the other breath you saying, oh, he didn't. George Floyd didn't die from a knee from him from the knee on the neck. He didn't die from that. No, he had a heart attack. He had underlying conditions. He had drugs in his system. He didn't die from that. It don't make no sense. It's ridiculous. There will be no justice in this country until this country atones for its sins. It don't matter how many black people, how many of the elites or these eyes wide shut, open, whatever you call it, black people want to co-sign. No matter how how much you want to sleep with them, how much you want to assimilate into them. There will be no peace in this country if this country does not atone for its sins against God's children. Okay? Blue Star said, do you think that the know some concrete what about others coming in? I asked because I never heard the government flat out say 80% of people coming in the community to destroy. I didn't say 80%. But haven't you seen the news? All you got to look at it is tell. Can't you look at it and see that these people don't live in that neighborhood? I saw a picture from when they were destroying CNN last night. They had some like Italian flag or something along with the Black Lives Matter flag. So did you see the thumbnail? Do you think that those white women are after for George Floyd? Seeking justice? Huh? I don't know the percentage, but I know that I see more Anglos out there being disrupted than I do black people. I see that. Common sense telling me that. I'm not going to count them one by one. I don't have to. I also don't see mass media talking about that. I don't see them talking about all the anarchy that's going on. That don't make no sense. Like, are you watching the news? Like, I'm confused. They always want to pin it on the black man and the black woman. But like I said, if they really want to bring, protests for injustice, they would do it in their own freaking neighborhood. That's what they would do. They burn down their own shit. If you're angry with the government, go to your neighborhood and do that shit. Black people always like to say, well, yeah, we have allies. No, you don't. You don't have no damn allies. Everybody on this planet hates you. You don't have no allies. We are so dysfunctional that half of us can't even stand ourselves. When you're talking about some ally. It don't make no sense. Just totally trampled on what it is that the peaceful protesters were trying to make a stand for. Injustice. But you cannot ask the oppressor to end your oppression. What would benefit them? How would they benefit from ending your oppression? That don't make no sense. It's just like, people holler and scream. Okay, the officer, he was arrested, but they're just charging him with third-degree murder. You're asking the patty roller to judge the patty roller equally. That don't make sense. It don't make sense. Klaus said it's set up for there not to be a conviction. I believe it, Cloud. He ain't gonna be convicted on first-degree murder, I tell you that. Watch Baby said these WS don't care. These don't care about don't care about don't care about this country. The elites know it's over and trying to get the space program off the ground so the elites can head there. That's why Trump is so excited about child. Child. Yeah, it's a setup. Out here got black people looking bad, looking like they savages, like they need the military to come in and protect them from themselves. No, you need the military to come in and protect them from the Anglo. Okay? Crystal says that is over South Hispanic, some blacks and whites, multicultural neighborhoods. So-called blacks are what is called over the north side of Minneapolis. I don't understand. I don't understand what you're trying to tell us, Crystal. Klaus said, I just waited for you to read the comment before I blocked them. That's a straight try. It is, Cloud. I knew it. Like I said, you can't even talk amongst black people in peace. He could get probation for third-degree murder. Now, that Sudanese man that killed that white woman, that Sudanese officer, he got 10 to 12 years. They charged him with third-degree murder, and he's in jail right now. He got 10 to 12 years. And I heard that the guy that brought charges up on the DA or whatever, of course he's racist too. It took him a couple of days to build up enough nerve to arrest him. They didn't even want to arrest him in the first place. They were outside of his house protecting his home because they were so-called protesting outside of his home. They had to arrest him. They're trying to keep the city, from burning, all of it burning to the ground, So they had to arrest him, thinking it was going to calm stuff down. But it's not. From what I seen last night, they're not calming down. The National Guard is not calming the people down or anything. They still turn the club up. But that's what you get. Number one, that's what you get for allowing these interlopers to come in on your protest. And number two, that's what America gets for treating a whole race of people the way that they treat them. It don't make no sense. Under the guise of we want justice for George Floyd, yeah, I don't think so. It's so fake and phony and fraudulent. It just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. And like I said, they've totally taken off the emphasis. It's not even about George Floyd anymore. It's about the protesting. It's not even about the protesting. It's about the rioting and the looting and the destruction of property. That's what it's about. Now, they can't even talk about George Floyd anymore for talking about the looting and the rioting and all of this and all that. Krista said most blacks are over on the north side. Not all, but a lot are, but scattered throughout Minneapolis. Oh, okay. Klaus said, excuse me, a degree of justice since George Floyd is no longer with us. I feel you, Klaus. Justice would be for more caskets, but folks are afraid to say it. Yeah, an eye for an eye. You're right about that. And then the thing with black people is, here's the thing. We even in the motherland, you keep wanting to give these beasts a chance. You keep wanting to try to find some kind of glimmer of humanity in them that is just simply not there. And they put on these masks. They come in like sheep when they are obviously wolves. Yeah, I seen that guy Killer Mike crying crocodile tears. He was trying to keep from holding back, what he really wanted to say. He know he tore up by that George Floyd stuff. He know that he having to swallow crow. He's like he said, he didn't even want to be there. And T.I. with his little bitty stupid ass. I don't even know why. This is our Wakanda. Nigga, you a lie. Okay? You a lie. You know gentrification that froze black people out of Atlanta. Job loss that took over their jobs and everything in Atlanta. Black people can't afford to live in metro Atlanta anymore. They gentrified their neighborhoods. They took away their jobs and all of that. So that's being disingenuous. Like I said, I don't know what the racial, divide or whatever it is going on in Minneapolis, but I know what's going on down south. I know what's going on in Atlanta. But make it so bad when black people leave. They pretty much all been pushed out of Metro Atlanta, and the white people want to come in there because they like their culture and all of this and all that. Well, those black people that are leaving, they have been pushed out. They're taking their culture with. T won't let me mention it. Keeps blocking the comment, even though I waited for slow mo. I wish I knew what you was trying to mention. Could you put it in code so I can try to figure it out? Like, don't put curse words in or something. I don't know. Watch Baby said they said Killer Mike was burning down Waffle. Oh, now see, but yeah, okay. Anyway, I just stopped those two black men up there and didn't admire Keisha talking about something. Well, go home, y'all just go home and taking that motherly tone, girl. Them young folks ain't trying to hear that shit. Them white folks really ain't trying to hear it. And the ones causing the problem, you should have been telling them black folks to get them the fuck up out of there. That's what you should have been telling them. It was disingenuous for them to get up there and act like it's just only black people doing all of that, because that's what they were implying. This is our Wakanda. Yeah, he was crying. He was really crying. Not over Waffle House, though, but he was crying. He said he didn't want to be there. Krista said that's why you didn't see blacks like the media would have let it be known if was North Side. Okay. But yeah, he was crying. He couldn't even say what he wanted to say. He was trying to hold it back. And Keisha talking about something, she a single mother and she do this and she do that. You can't even hardly I see sometimes when black people have not, when your struggle has changed, do you see what I'm saying? You are the mayor. You have a career. You have a nice home to go to. And what it sounded like was she was talking down on people. That's how it came across. When T.I. said what he said, this is our black Wakanda. You're talking down on the everyday, ordinary black person that's struggling. You're talking down on them. Even Killer Mike, he is removed from the struggle. Do you see what I'm saying? And so, yeah, you upset because it's what's going on, and you're having to just sell this bull crap to your people, but you can't even fully embrace the struggle anymore because you've been removed from it for so long. And that is the problem that a lot of these black elites have. That's black person, when they get some money, the first thing they do is move out of the black community. You still want to try to, in some way, associate yourself to the struggle, but as time goes on, you can't associate yourself to this. You become complacent. You think those color lines, they're getting dimmer and dimmer. They're richer and richer. You go look at people like Oprah. She's a handmaid for white supremacy. She's done went too far to turn back. You lose your soul. You lose yourself. That is what's happening. You're separating yourself from your community. You're separating yourself from that which is uniquely you, which is ingrained in you. I said they are so far removed from the struggle. Yes, they are. They can't even relate. You see what I'm saying? They really can't relate. So for T.I., Atlanta probably is still a black Wakanda. For him, it probably is still that way for him. But not the everyday black person that, because of gentrification and job loss, they have been pushed out of that black Wakanda that he still think he living in. It's just not that anymore. I can't even believe he said that. Like, he don't even see what's going on around Atlanta. All those white faces that didn't used to be there. It's crazy. It just looked different now. They only picked them because they're from the area. Yeah, what an embarrassment. It is a embarrassing display. Shame on them. I would have just like, nah, I can't make it. I can't do it. That's what they just should have just shut up and not said nothing at all. And let Keisha handle it herself. You know. I like what Dr. King's daughter said somewhat when she mentioned the quote from her father about what it really meant, how they bastardized what Dr. King meant by, riots being the voice of the unheard. Once protesting and rioting was the voice of the unheard. But what we're seeing now is the unearned privilege being upset because they are not getting what they want to get out of this country. They're not reaping the benefits that, at the level of their forefathers, and I'm talking about the Anglo. So now they're angry and want to tear the club up. But their excuse, the Anglo's excuse, to wreak all this havoc, is to say that they are fighting for justice for George Floyd, which is a lie. They angry. They're angry about this pandemic. They're angry about job loss. They're angry, like I said, because they can't live like they people used to live. They can't. America is so is so greedy to the point to where white people can't hardly live comfortably no more. But that is not a black community's plight. You need to take that up with the government. Go protest up in Washington. Have your million-man Anglo march. Okay? March Baby said, Lil Wayne said, we have to stop placing the blame on the whole force, and the whole everybody or a certain race or everybody with a badge. But he was wrong for saying that. Because Lil Wayne grew up in the hood. He know what police brutality looked like. Like I said, he's become complacent. He's been away from the struggle too long. Slept with too many Anglos. And he trying to backpedal and pussy pop for the man. Crystal says, that's what I personally didn't understand. Who made him T.I. spokesperson for Atlanta? Okay. I'm sure everybody down don't share. The everyday ordinary man don't share his views. Because the everyday ordinary man can't afford to live in Atlanta anymore. Lil Wayne does need to shut up and go sip on some more, what do you call it, stuff, lean or whatever they call it. Lil Wayne had me shaking my head. It's ridiculous. Like, I don't even, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. The same way you see these rappers and a lot of these black entertainers speaking nowadays, because they've been, they're not in the struggle anymore. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing they did in like the 60s. A lot of them did in the 60s, in the 70s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. You know what I mean? And so yeah, especially where he's from, he absolutely knows the struggle. Absolutely. So if they should just shut up. They should just shut up because they know they're being disingenuous. T.I., he didn't grow up with a silver spoon in his mouth. He know he need to shut the hell up. It's pretty bad when you got the leaders being rappers. You're right about that. Yeah. This is your example of the leaders, the rappers. Child, Tupac is dead. Klaus said, I know it's off topic, but this is the reason. This is the very reason why they went after Cosby. Absolutely. Even with his success, he still tried to build for his people. Ironically, his colorism was his undoing. That I agree, Cloud, because Bill Cosby started out, trying to advocate for his people, but as the years went on, you know what I mean, it just went to pot, and they pretty much let him hang himself. pretty much. So that's why he's in the predicament that he's in. There, he's really paying for the pro blackness that he exhibited and he advocated for early on in his career when he was young in his youth. That's what he's paying for, you know. And so yeah, it wasn't enough that they took his son, you know. So yeah, he's paying for that, you know. But yeah, you're absolutely right, Cloud. I agree with that. Y'all, I didn't realize that I had rented for over an hour. I guess I'm gonna get off of here. You see what I'm saying? Thank you so much uh, for joining me this morning. I just really needed to vent about these reprobates, these beasts that only want to steal, kill, and destroy. Especially your blackness in your black neighborhood. Even the black people that speak this white supremacy ideology don't care about. It's a shame that black people don't even care about black people anymore, not collectively. You know what I mean? You got people like a Lil Wayne or a T.I. A lot of these people on these social media sites with bigger platforms doing everything but advocating for black people. Do you see what I'm saying? Thinking that they big enough to where they can say, well, I'm not going to show support for this, that, and the other. And then you wonder why the Anglo can come in and pretty much usurp your own protest. God rule said for us to remove ourselves from the economy for a day. You meant about that blackout stuff? Would it be affected? Not for a day. There's a site on the internet called buyblack.com. I wish that, and on that site you can go to that site and you can order from black vendors. Do you see what I'm saying? And they have a list of black owned businesses and stuff like that. If you really want it to be proactive in your dollar, we need to start. And here's the thing with that though, when you say you have a black owned business, is it a black figurehead or is it truly black owned? Because see, some black businesses have a black figurehead, but they're not even black owned. See, that's the problem with that. You know. So you have to be careful where you're buying from. It will be effective if we don't even have enough businesses to effectively make a black app productive for us. We simply don't have enough black business, and that's unfortunate. Do you see what I'm saying? They low key advocating for their own agenda. I agree, Spazzy Girl. Miss Waverly said, I love that website about laundry detergent. Did you, Miss Waverly? You welcome, Golden Rule. Jim Slater said, okay, I'll check out this site because I'm also not trying to buy from China too much. I know that's right. But there is a website called buyblack.com, and you guys should check it out. You know what I mean? Just make sure that they are absolutely a black-owned business. And sometimes I realize that, sometimes the service is not up to par, or if you're going inside of a black business, they might not be as hospitable as you think that they should be. You know what I mean? But don't let that be an excuse not for you not to try to support your own people. That's another thing the Anglo wants. He wants your dollar, but he don't care about you. Do you see what I'm saying? And we really have to start somewhere. Because it really is just us. So it just is what it is. But y'all check out that website though, if you can. Yeah, it's called True Detergent. Yeah, True Detergent. You like it? You like it, Miss Waverly? That's awesome. But like I said, they have a list of places where you can get the products that you need on buyblack.com. Y'all ought to check it out. And so yeah. I just wanted to mention that because Golden Rule mentioned the blackout. You know what I mean? And so yeah. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. We have so much as a people going at us, coming at us at one point in time. I mean, at one time, we got everything that we have to deal with from the past, the present, as well as the future. We have to deal with that all at one time. The trauma is overwhelming. People just I heard a couple of people say, I'm just tired. And I understand it because I'm tired too. Every time I see a black body on the street that shouldn't be there, I'm tired. Do you see what I'm saying? But you can't, because you're tired, think that you're going to get help, you know, from the Anglo. Because the Anglo is not here to help you. The Anglo wants to continue to oppress you. They don't want you to truly be able to compete. Because if black people were given the opportunity to compete, we would thrive and we would win. We have seen examples of that. Somebody mentioned Rosewood. Somebody mentioned Black Wall Street. Anytime that you start to come up without them, they got a problem with it. Because, like I said, they want to possess you in every way. It's really sick. The way that they feel entitled to you as a black person. It's really very sick when you think about it. Like, they can't even let you have your own music. They got to come in and usurp that. Your hairstyles. They, to the point to where they put they blackfish these Anglo women. They want to be you, and you trying to be them when they are no competition. But they want to look like you without being you. It's ridiculous. Miss Wavy said, yeah, they got hygiene products, clothes, shoes, hair products, vitamins, jewelry, makeup. Yeah, they got a little bit of everything on there, Miss Waverly. You're right about that. Absolutely. Uh-huh. I almost had Jaden Nerd having a nervous breakdown on his live. About what, Golden Rule? What was Jaden Nerd having a breakdown about? Klaus said, I guess they can't question why Kaepernick was kneeling anymore. True. Don't think that the savage KK cop didn't know what he was doing. Absolutely, by placing the knee. Huh, ain't that something? Where he did Mike and Cap's movie. Yep. You two stop playing yourself. I don't curse. So they blocking yours too, Jasmine? Ginger said, yes, we would win. Absolutely. That's why they must have this unfair. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you were ever, if we ever had, you just mentioned the website. Oh, did you? Well, now if you put a link, it's going to automatically, because I don't do links, in the live streams or in the comment section or anything. So that's probably what that was, Jasmine. I blocked links, all the links. Nobody can. And the reason why I stopped allowing links to come in my chats or even the comment section is because people like to put these porn links up under your video to try to get your channel flagged. Haven't y'all seen those people trying to put porn links and stuff in people's chats? I've seen it, but I just block links, from any kind of link, from coming in my chat, because I'm not trying to do that. Uh-huh. So that's what that's about. But you're right. Now they see why he was didn't know who was that put up that they were talking about that meme that LeBron James, was it LeBron James, when they had one of Colin Kaepernick kneeling, and then they had the other picture was the officers kneeling on George Floyd's neck. They knew why he was kneeling in the first place. You see what I'm saying? So is it true the cop posted bail? I don't know if he posted bail or not. I don't. If he was just charged with 3rd-degree murder, he could absolutely post bail. Why would he not? His people gonna post bail for him. These white supremacist organizations. Shoot, the fraternal or the police ain't gonna let him be in there. He probably didn't never see a cell. He probably just came in one door and got booked and went right back out the other door. They didn't even have to set a bail for him. They could have released him on his own recognizance. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure he never saw the inside of a cell. He just came in and got booked and stuff. That was it. That's all. We arrested him. Okay. He was there. He was in jail long enough to get booked and right back home. You best believe. Really? Carla says a 19-year-old was shot and killed in the Detroit police. I believe it. They said some people were shot. I think they said somebody was shot in Atlanta last night, 2-3 times or something like that. It's just so much going on at one time. Do you see what I'm saying? And I really believe, some of these anarchists came out to, like I said, just pretty much diminish the conversation of police brutality in this country. They want to offset that with all this anarchy and this mayhem and this looting and this rioting that's going on. They want to take away from the conversation of police brutality. You know, they said a bail of $500,000 plus. Oh, is that what they said? I didn't know that they said a bail for it. But yeah, he already out of jail. His people that got that 500,000. That only thing you got to post is 10%. That's $50,000. Like I said, he came one door. He came in one door, got booked, and went right back out the other. He probably had his bail money already ready when he got there. They had already paid that. Look at how they did Zimmerman. Come on now. He working for the from the he's a race soldier. He's not gonna do a day in jail. He ain't gonna have to pay one penny on his own for bail. No. They protect their own. This way he said, yes, supremacist groups will pay for absolutely for his lawyer and legal fee. Absolutely. Plus give him extra. Absolutely. Absolutely. He ain't had to worry about that. No. 2 federal security guards got shot, one dead. Is that right? In Oakland. I believe it. I'm not surprised. It's total mayhem and anarchy. This is what they want. The Anglo loves this kind of this right here. Turn up the club as long as they ain't got to do it in their own neighborhood. They love that. They love it. They love it. They down with that. Take the fight to their neighborhood and see how fast it stop. Take it out of your neighborhood and take it to where they live and see what happens. Just they love it so much. The FBI investigating the shooting at Ron Durham's building in Oakland. Wow. I'm not even surprised. I have to try to find something out about it. But anyway, y'all, I've been on here over an hour, and I'm gonna get off here. But I just really had to come on and just say out of my mouth, what I thought about these Anglos, usurping the process, usurping the fight for justice, because of what happened to George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, as well as Ahmaud Arbery, as well as the rampant police brutality and racial profiling and injustice that has gone on in this country forever. We all know this. We all know this. But you can't even protest properly, when you have the Anglo interloper coming in and usurping what it is that you're trying to do. Because we know they're just only good to steal, kill, and destroy. That's all they're worth. That's all they know how to do. They don't want you to be able to, put forth your grievances towards America. Their plight has to usurp your plight. They don't care about your people being shot down in the streets like a dog. They don't care about that. They're not for us. Stay woke and be safe out in society, everyone. I know that's right. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here. Y'all have a nice day. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much. And I hope that you will at least consider what it is that I'm saying. These people are not for us. Okay, it is not a privilege, or it is nothing to be excited about, because you see the Anglos out there rioting and looting. They are not doing it in your name. They are not trying to seek justice for you or anything that looks like you. They are trying to, get out there and do the most just because they want to do it. What's the name of the black site? It's called www.buyblack.com. Uh-huh. www.buyblack.com. That's the name of the site. Y'all go check it out. They got some good items over there. you know, So but in the future, before I also want to tell you that you wrote down the website, but it was I can't do you can't do links in the chat in my chat. It's not gonna show up. I remember I just told you why, Jasmine, because people like to put in porn sites and stuff like that, and you can get your channel took down because somebody put up a link or something sick in your chat. So I won't allow any links to be put in. You on the site right now? Harmonize. Cool, cool. Okay. All right. All right. I'm going to enable. I'm going to enable the join button here after a while on my site, guys. And I'm going to be putting some items, but my items are not going to come from Teespring. I'm gonna do a whole video and show you guys some of what you can have to look forward to, some of the items, some of the merch that I'm going to put out. Do you see what I'm saying? You put in your favorites when I first heard of it. You put it in your favorites. Cool, Alma Eyes. You're gonna check it out. Yeah, everybody check it out. Oh, and they're on Instagram. Okay, yeah, y'all follow them on Instagram. www.buyblack.com. I didn't know they had a page on Instagram. Who said that? I'm Eyes. I didn't know. That's all right. That's all right, black people. I love y'all. You know what I mean? Y'all be safe out there. You know what I mean? If you got young people in your family, please talk to them and explain to them what is going on, at this point in time in these United States, these divided states of America. Okay? Because never have this country been united, not really. You know what I mean? And so anyway, I'm gonna get off here. Like I said, y'all enjoy the rest of your weekend. Uh, Lord have mercy. We gonna be all right. We just gotta wake up. We just gotta wake up. We just gotta start learning how to get along with us. We have to learn how to unify. We never unified, because the Anglos' greatest fear is unification. Is unifying of black people under one banner. That's their greatest fear, and they do anything they can to stop that from happening. They want you to continue to be divided so that they can control you. But oh my God, what's going to happen one day, when black people, throughout the diaspora decide to rise up? What's going to happen the day that they just start hearing the drumbeat of our ancestors? What's going to happen? What's going to happen when Shaka Zulu is raised up, when the next Shaka Zulu is born throughout the diaspora? What's going to happen when our black men decide to say F it and start moving as a unit? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? That's what they don't want to happen. So they want to kill your big black men like George Floyd. What's going to happen? They rule the day that happened. So they do everything in the world to keep the black man emasculated. Because us women, we can stand behind them. We can rear them and motivate these black men. But these black men have to be willing to stand. You see what I'm saying? And if they're not strong enough to stand in this generation, you can raise a generation, black woman, of a black man that's willing to stand. Do you see what I'm saying? That's the part that we play. But it's going to take the black man to form his own rebellion, to head his own rebellion. It is going to have to take his strength. It's just that he's sick and he don't know who he is right now. At the end of the day, but they rule that day. They don't never want to see that come to pass. Okay? That's what they don't want. Because when that day truly comes, all right, we're going to see. When they truly remember who they are, when that drum starts beating in your heart, when that warrior's rising up in your gut, and the only thing you can do is fight, that's what they don't want. So they will continue to show videos of your black men and women, but most of your black men, being emasculated, being murdered on the street. Because they want to keep you docile and keep you scared and keep you meek. But one day, something's going to happen and they're not going to give a F no more. Collectively, they're not going to give a F no more. You see what I'm saying? And that is the day that Anglo-America is afraid of. You see what I'm saying? So just go let them do them right now. You see what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. I'm so disappointed. I'm disappointed in what I saw last night about those Anglos being allowed to interlope in a righteous rebellion. I'm really angry about that. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here. I keep saying I'm getting ready to go, but every time I think about it, child. Anyway, I love you guys. Have a good day for the last time. Please hit that like button on your way out the door. Thanks for listening to me. Bye bye. Peace. Oh, and also before I go, that website once again is www.buyblack.com. I hope you guys check it out. Peace.